women controlling access to sex. This idea only came about after the 1970s, after the
No, it didn't.
For almost all throughout human history, men have always controlled female promiscuity.
Then why do you have twice as many female ancestors, sir?
Hold on a second, I'm almost finished. So who really controls access to sex?
Women.
It is men. And
It's
all
women.
men have to do is just...
So I'm going to use your logic against you, Octavio. Let's say all women decided to just stop being whores and stop opening up their legs. Wouldn't you say that would fix all the problems that you're talking about?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So then wouldn't you say that women are the gatekeepers of sex by your fucking logic if you just flip it?
No, because...
no? If every woman just said, you know what, we're not having sex ever again, wouldn't by your logic, it would fix this issue that you're talking about how men are leaders, etc. If women decided as a collective to just say, we're not going to have sex anymore, wouldn't you say they would be the gatekeepers of sex based off of your logic?
I'll tell you why not.
Let's do an example when it comes to drugs. You have the drug dealer and then the druggie, right? In this scenario, which one is the drug dealer? Is it the woman or is it the man?
In this scenario,
when it comes to sex, who's the drug dealer? Who's the sex dealer? You think men that go to the oil fields, men that do all the hard jobs, etc., is because they enjoy it? You actually think that all the hard jobs here in the United States, at least, that pay super well, men are going in there because they enjoy it? You think that?
Because they enjoy it? No, because they
you think that?
Do it. I don't think.
Do you think men? You think men are fucking busting their asses to get CEO positions because they enjoy it?
I don't think many people. I don't think many people enjoy it necessarily working all the time.
Okay, so then why? So why did you make that argument then?
Hold on.
The gatekeepers of sex. Who are the gatekeepers of sex? Which Octavio's changed his position on that. Because earlier I told Octavio, hey man, if you're gonna do that position, you have to acknowledge that by that logic, men are the gatekeepers of sex and relationships. Octavio, do you agree with that statement? Do you agree that men are the gatekeepers of sex and relationships?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you've changed your great. So Andrew Wilson is speaking in actual reality where men are not the gatekeepers of sex. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. JM, who are the gatekeepers of sex, men or women?
The gatekeepers of sex are women, and that's a secular point of view. Just clarify.
It's a secular point of view. How? You're not even religious.
That's why it's saying it's a secular point of view. That's why what point I'm making is, if you are strict, if you are coming from, for example, Nelson's position, which is also a religious dogma, backed up by biblical verses, then you're not going to adhere to the concept of women being the gatekeepers of sex. If you don't adhere to it, like myself, for example, then yes, I am going to conclude that women are the gatekeepers of sex.
Wouldn't you agree that the vast majority of Christians, everybody from Michael Knowles, even the popular ones, can all acknowledge that the gatekeepers of sex are women? So why are you making it sound like it's a secular point of view when the vast majority of Christians, I think all Christians, believe that women are the gatekeepers of sex? That doesn't make any sense.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Okay, well,
they don't.
Well, first of all,
name one Christian that doesn't believe that women are the gatekeepers of sex, other than yourself.
Listen to what you're saying, Jake.
I'm asking you a question. Name a Christian that doesn't believe women are the gatekeepers of sex.
Can I answer it without interruption?
Go ahead.
All right. All Christians. No one knows all Christians. For you to ask me to name one, name one. Okay. I'll name one.
Name one.
My brother, my mom. Do you want me to name you all the Christians I know?
Your mom doesn't believe that women control sex when it comes to in the sexual market?
No.
She doesn't? You asked her?
Yes, I've had that. I do a podcast, Jay. They ask me questions.
Okay, great. Can you name a Christian that I would know, at least, that people would know and has stated women are not the gatekeepers of sex, it's men?
You know me, and I'm telling you that they don't.
Okay, all right. Okay, cool. So you can't name one. Okay, so again, Christians don't follow this logic. It's not a secular argument, JM. That's one. Two, Andrew Wilson is living in reality to where we can acknowledge, and there's proof already on that. If you look at which gender reproduced the most throughout human history, it's women. Why is that? If men are the gatekeepers of sex, wouldn't all men get laid, Octavio? If we're the gatekeepers of sex, we can all get laid. Isn't that true?
They used to, but not anymore.
Not anymore. But even history has shown that men don't reproduce as much as women do.
That has nothing to do with
Yes,
access
it
to
does.
sex. No,
Yes,
it doesn't. No, it
Yes,
doesn't.
does.
Reproduction could be due to warfare. It could be due to famine. It could be due to many of all these factors go into it. It has nothing to do with access to sex. And yes, every man in the 1950s were promised a wife. It's only after the sexual revolution that we've seen this change.
Okay, so let me give you another social experiment that they've done. They did an experiment where they had one woman, average-looking girl, probably like a 5 out of 10. She went and she asked 100 men right then and there if they wanted to have sex. She got about a 98% yes rate. They did the same thing with a man. A man, Chad-looking, very good-looking guy, goes around the street, asks 100 women if they wanted to sleep with him right then and there. You know what the percentage of success rate he got? 0. And Martha Stewart happens to be my hero.
How many bitches have I slapped? 0. And Martha Stewart happens to be my hero. I grew up on a farm and I was born with no rhythm. Dr. Phil's my uncle and I like to hang with him.
0% success rate on the man. So again, if you're going to sit there and say that women are not the gatekeepers of sex and men are, that makes no sense. Every social experiment we've done shows that women are the gatekeepers. Throughout history, women have reproduced way more than men have. We have more ancestors that are females than we do males, Octavio. So again, if you wanna shoot your entire argument based off of something that isn't real, which is not reality, therefore you're gonna lose the debate. That's what I'm saying. In this debate, you got slaughtered because right off the bat, the worldview that you have is already flawed.
Yes, I used to hold the view that women controlled access to sex. Like many red pill degenerates, I used to just take it at face value. I used to think that yeah, it makes sense. And then I started thinking about it. And when you actually start thinking about it and breaking it down, you can actually see that women don't actually control access to sex. Guess what? Because now we've got more and more men basically being between the ages of 18 and 30 becoming sexless. Okay.
That means they're not the gatekeepers. Thank you. You proved my point.
Jake. So basically, more and more men are becoming sexless. And the reason why they're becoming sexless is because we live in a highly promiscuous society. So when we go back to the 1950s and 40s, we see that we didn't have this problem. So why do we have this problem? Obviously, something has happened. Men are no longer in charge. So when men are in charge, what usually tends to happen is men adhere to certain morals and values, and those morals and values is what dictate the sexual is what dictates how women behave, and the way women behave is what gives access to sexual access to men. So today, what we have is a bunch of simps. What we have is a bunch of promiscuous men. What we have is, so I can understand from the secular perspective why the secular men that lives this secular lifestyle, this degenerate secular lifestyle, I can understand why he would come up with something like women control access to sex. What he basically means by that is we are so thirsty to have sex, we are so thirsty to be sexually promiscuous that we'll do anything for it. We'll simp for it. It's literally a simp mind state if you really think about it. Yeah, because what they want, they're so thirsty for sex, they base their entire lives around getting women and pursuing women.
Is that what's happening?
When they say women control access to sex, but when back in the night, no wonder why women are saying, you know what? No, we're not going to give you sex. We're not going to give you sex. We're going to use you. We're going to manipulate. We're going to play.
Sounds like they're the gatekeepers.
Oh,
Jake,
please, Jake, come on, man.
Can we stop with disrespect, please? All right. And then when you go back to the 1950s, when men actually had morals and they had values and they had all of these things, what happened then? What happened then? Men were guaranteed sex. Men knew they were guaranteed a wife. But today, guess what? They are not. So to me, is if men change their morals tomorrow, guess what would happen? women would no longer have access to, would no longer control access to sex. So today, the reason why I say that, if that can be reversed, then women do not control access to sex. It means that men control access to sex. Men just have to make a slight change.
Yeah. Okay.
let me-
So
let me-
even
let me-
since the
let me-
beginning of
let me-
time, Octavio, since the villager days, bro,
Hold on,
women
hold on.
still
Jake,
held access to sex.
Stop.
Okay.
Jake,
All right,
hold
all
on,
right.
hold on. Octavio, I have a question for you. 5 men, 5 women. You have 3 of those 5 men are average men. 5 of those women are average women. All 5 of the women are average. Only 3 of those men, of the 5 men, are average. 2 of the other men, of the 5 men, are above average. You with me so far?
Yeah, 3 average men and 2 not average.
2 above average.
2 above average, sorry.
And all the 5 women are average women.
All right.
Okay. So of those 5 women, they all want to have sex with the top 2 men. Of those 5 men, all of them want to have sex with the 5 women. But the 5 women only gatekeep and reject the majority of those men. They reject the 3 men and they allow access to the top 2 men. The top 2 men give access to all the 5 women. Right. Why is it in that scenario that just because the women are saying no to the majority of average men, that they're the gatekeepers? Because the top 2 men, who are desired by all the 5 women, could say no to any of those 5, any of those 3 out of 5 women at any time. Octavio.
I'm a bit.
The point I'm making is the whole concept of access to sex is about leverage. When you change the variables, leverage balance, because those top 2 men, they have the leverage because they all want them. They all want, all the 5 women want them. The bottom 3 men only, well, none of the women want them. That's their second choice, right? Second or third choice, right? That's why they're far more comfortable saying no. So the concept of access to sex, it's only a leverage measure. Because women, for some reason, are far more hypergamous than men, or whatever the expression is. Doesn't necessarily mean that they have some sort of ontological control over sex, as if it's an independent factor from men. It's not. Everybody understood that point.
Yeah. I see what your point. I mean, I'll make it even more basic than that. Has any man here ever rejected sex? Ever said to a woman, I don't really feel like having sex right now. I don't really want to have sex right now. Has any man ever done that? I'm sure most men have. The point I'm trying to make is, even in that scenario alone, it's the men that would be controlling access to sex. Is the person given permission in order for sex to ensue, in order for sex to happen. So that's all it is. So this idea that women control access to sex is literally bullshit, because we know, like just like Hassan said, the 20% of men then in that case would be controlling access to sex. Why? Because every woman is thirsting after them. Every woman is chasing after them. So you change certain things around, you change certain variables, and guess what? Everything flips. So this is what I'm trying to say. It does, this idea that women control access to sex is absolute bullshit, and the fact that it can be reversed.
It's a non-sequitur.
Yeah, the fact that if men just fix up their morals, stop giving them money and resources, that just shows that women don't control access to sex. If a woman, just think about it, if a woman controlled access to sex, that means that they could just come to you at any given time, and you would have to say yes. You would literally have to say yes. God. Because guess what? They control access to sex. You would literally have to say yes, even if you said, I don't feel like it. You can't say I don't feel like it, because guess what? They control access to sex. Go ahead, Jake. No, men fund the sex industry, Andrew. All those
nobody disputes that.
Girls,
what does that have to do with anything?
All those OnlyFans girls over there are being funded by men. It's men continuing this degeneracy. If men were to stop it, then that means the society will go back to normal.
Same thing if women were to be virtuous and not allow themselves to get pimped out. They don't have to allow themselves to get pimped out, bro. It's not necessary. Women are also responsible for their own virtue. It's not just men who are responsible for women's virtue. So why is it that you're putting it on men that women will go and whore for a pimp? Why is that suddenly a man's fault?
Because we are the leaders, Andrew. We are supposed to lead society. We are supposed to.
Then you just contradicted your statement. You just contradicted your own statement.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you did. I'll explain the contradiction. It's a performative contradiction in real time.
So I'm going to use your logic against you, Octavio. Let's say all women decided to just stop being whores and stop opening up their legs. Wouldn't you say that would fix all the problems that you're talking about?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So then wouldn't you say that women are the gatekeepers of sex by your fucking logic if you just flip it?
No, because
no. If every woman just said, you know what, we're not having sex ever again, wouldn't by your logic it would fix this issue that you're talking about how men are leaders, etc. If women decided as a collective to just say we're not going to have sex anymore, wouldn't you say they would be the gatekeepers of sex based off of your logic?
I'll tell you why not. The reason why that wouldn't be the case is because of a woman's nature. Woman is a follower and the man is the leader. So what's happening in society today, Jake, I don't know if you realize it or not.
I probably don't.
It's because men are not the leaders anymore.
Okay. So women have no authority over choices or brain. And by that logic, then women shouldn't be held accountable to anything, Octavio, by that logic, then. Wouldn't you say? When a woman commits the crime, she could just blame men because men are bad leaders.
Ability. This is me taking.
So why won't you make women also take responsibility? Why is it always the fault of men? Why are you a feminist who puts everything at the feet of men? But the second that a woman does another man dirty, you're absent responsibility suddenly very quickly. So it doesn't sound like your illogical position of making the claim that men are responsible for the behavior of all women actually makes any sense here, because when a woman does something wrong, you will disinvolve yourself immediately.
Because men control the market, Andrew.
Women control the sexual market. Women do, not men. No, women are the access and gatekeepers of sex. Yes, they are. Why do you have twice as many female ancestors as male ancestors, sir?
That is nonsensical, Andrew.
Why do you have twice as many female ancestors as you do male ancestors? Why? Answer my question.
Your question has nothing to do with what
you're not going to answer the question. Answer the question. Stop, dude. Stop derailing. Stop spurging. Stop spurging, and just answer the question.
What's your question, Andrew?
The question is, why do men have twice as many female ancestors as male ancestors? Why?
Don't care. That has nothing to do with my argument.
You don't care, but it does have something to do with your argument, because your argument is that men are the controllers of sex, but that's never been the case.
To turn around and say that, which is something that I was trying to get Andrew to take to Andrew Wilson to realize, is Andrew, men fund the sex industry. This is a fact. That if for you to try and downplay that as if it's something small, as if it's not something serious, as if it's not the thing that's contributing to women behaving in a promiscuous way, and this degeneracy to keep going on and so on and so forth, for you to deny that, for you to try and downplay like this is some, don't worry about that. That's not that big of a deal. To me, I found that very.
What did he say that wasn't a big deal?
No, I tried to say that's not my point. I was trying to make the point that it's men that control the market. It's men that are funding the sex. It's men that are giving money to women, okay, for their sexuality.
And men are participating. Yeah. I'm sorry, women are participating.
Yeah, that's the exchange that's happening. Men are saying, we are the leaders and we are giving you money for your sexuality. And women are saying, since they're giving us money, remember what women look for. It's not the same as what men look for. Women look for protection and provision. Provision just means money. So the leaders of society are telling women, we want your sexuality. We want your sexuality. What's the reason for it? Because men are men have become more promiscuous. They have become morally degenerates. So they're saying it, the leaders are saying to the female, okay, they created a market where they're saying to the female, we will give you money for your sexuality. And women are saying, okay, as followers, okay, our leaders want this from us. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna do that. For him to try and downplay that point, I just thought it was very disingenuous.
Can I give you a thought experiment real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So so let me ask you a question. In the sense of men and women when it comes to sex. Let's do an example when it comes to drugs. You have the drug dealer and then the druggie, right? In this scenario, which one is the drug dealer? Is it the woman or is it the man?
In this scenario,
when it comes to sex, who's the drug dealer? Who's the sex dealer? Is it the woman or is it the man?
The man is the drug dealer.
The man is the sex dealer? The man sells the sex to the woman?
No.
And women are the druggies?
The drug dealer sells the drug, and the drug is the money.
Well, yeah, you said men fund the sex industry, right? The pornography. Cool. So then wouldn't you say that women are the sex dealers then?
Women are well, women are the sex dealers. Yeah,
Okay, so women are the sex dealers.
They accept
Oh,
money. Yeah, they
oh
accept
yeah,
the
yeah.
money.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. We're going somewhere. We're going somewhere. Okay, cool. So men are the druggies and women are the dealers, correct? Right?
Yes.
We agree. Okay, cool.
They
Awesome.
give money to the drug dealers.
Yeah. So then if you want to get rid of the drugs, do you go after the druggies or do you go after the drug dealer?
If I want to get rid of the drugs, if I get rid of the drug dealers, then the druggies will look for another connect or look for another contact.
Get
right?
rid of well, you're getting rid of the drug. Who do you target? Do you target the drug dealers? Do you target the cartel, or do you target the ones that are on the streets doing the drugs?
Now you target the drug dealers. You want to get the drug
target the drug dealers, right? So in this scenario, when it comes to responsibility, wouldn't you say you would target the women and tell the women to stop going on OnlyFans and doing pornography because therefore they would be the drug dealers in this situation? So therefore they're the gatekeepers of sex, wouldn't you say?
It would appear so, but it's not.
It would appear so, but it's not.
There's only one problem with your analogy of your logic.
Tell me the one problem.
Yeah, the problem with your logic is this: you're not taking into account the fact that men are the leaders and women are the followers.
Bro, it's a very simple thought experiment.
Yeah, and you need to take this into account. I know you can't grasp it just yet.
Okay,
you need to think about it. So hold on a second. All right, you according to your thought experiment, yes, I would agree with you 100%. But when you add the fact that men are the leaders and women are the
so do you think the druggies are the leaders of drug dealers then? Are the druggies leader of drug dealers?
The what?
Are the druggies the ones that do the drugs, that buy it from the drug dealer? Are the druggies the leader of the drug dealer?
No, of course not.
No, of course not, right?
Make them the money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're getting somewhere.
Like I said,
how is my logic flawed if I just gave that scenario?
It's very flawed because of the dynamic of leadership and follow. You're not adding that to it.
Okay, so let's say druggies are the leaders, right? And the followers that are the drug dealers are giving them drugs to sedate them. Okay, so you as a leader, do you go after the druggies that are being sedated, right? The leaders, or do you go after the followers that are dealing the drug, which is sex, to the druggies?
But in that scenario, bro, the follower would not be the drug dealer.
Oh, the follower wouldn't be the druggie? There's no such thing. Oh my god.
Let me just follow.
Let's move on with the video, bro. This is crazy, man. This is insane, bro. This is insane, bro. You're giving so much far time.
The same criticisms that you're talking about, and let me quote you here. Are you ready? The quote is, "No, men are responsible for all female behavior." Am I correct with that quote?
Yes, you are correct.
Okay, yes, I'm correct with that quote. Great.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So what I say instead is that women are responsible for women's behavior and men are responsible for men's behavior.
The reason why I say men are responsible for everything is because we are in the leadership role. And this is a responsibility that God put on men. Simple and plain. And if men behave in the right way, since we are leaders, what will happen is women will follow since they are followers. It's very simple. All men need to do is behave. We have a responsibility to behave morally. That's a responsibility that we have as men. And if we do that, women will follow. You listen, you can go into promiscuity has been.
Can you give me an example in society where that's true?
Hold on. This women controlling access to sex, this idea only came about after the 1970s.
No, it didn't.
For almost all throughout human history, men have always controlled female promiscuity.
Then why do you have twice as many female ancestors, sir?
Hold on a second, I'm almost finished. So who really controls access to sex?
Women.
It is men. And
it's
all
women.
Men have to do is just conduct themselves morally in society, show some responsibility, and guess what will happen? Women will follow. That's what will happen. The reason why you go to the gym, the reason why you go to the gym, the reason why you do anything, the reason why you work, it's all to become attractive to women. It's all in the pursuit of actually sleeping with women. And it's in the pursuit of gaining the sexual experience in order to be attractive. It's not you are working hard for your legacy, or you are working hard to build a family, or you are working hard to it's nothing to do with that. It's all to build yourself up in the pursuit of what? Of gaining women, of becoming attractive to women. And this is my so this is why I disagree. Do I agree that a man should take care of himself? Do I agree that a man should go to the gym, should work hard, should make money? Of course I agree with all of that. That's all necessary, but that's not what the RPs really say. They're saying how to become sexually attractive to the female, to the opposite sex. So everything is geared towards the women. Everything is geared towards.
Why is that, Octavio?
Hold on, getting that sexual experience.
Why is that?
Reaching this stupid enlightenment, this idea.
Okay, but why is that? Why do men get in shape and build up their money? Why?
I'll answer that in a second. Jem, what do you have to say?
5 hours later.
Octavio mentioned how men work out, they build up their money to attract women. Why is that, Octavio?
From the red pill perspective?
No, from your perspective. Why do men do that?
I don't do that for that reason.
I'm not asking. Why do men, not red pill, whatever?
Why do what they do, bro? They do it for different reasons. Some do it because they want to become attractive and fuck bitches. Like Figgy said.
Okay. So why do men? Hold on.
The red pill is to fuck bitches.
Okay. Cool. So if the whole thing is that men are out there building up their money, building up strength, gaining everything, being attractive, etc. If they're doing that, your perspective is they're doing it to attract women, correct?
No, that's not my perspective. That's a red pill perspective.
Okay. What's your perspective?
Why a man builds himself up?
Why do men build themselves up?
Well, men build themselves up because they want to be successful. They enjoy the career path.
For what reason?
They've studied to figure, and they want to create a family, and they want to have a legacy.
Okay, they want to create a family. Okay, cool. So if they want to build themselves up with muscles, money, and game, right? Like, to be a better leader. Wouldn't you say that they're doing that to attract a woman?
I don't like saying that.
No,
hold on. You're saying to build, let's say your perspective, you're saying to build a legacy, to attract a woman, right? To build a legacy, build a family. No, they're not doing that? Then why are they doing it?
No.
Then tell me why they're doing it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you why they're doing it. Because a man's purpose, when it comes to, for example, choosing a career or following a career, has to do with he actually enjoys that career. He actually wants it when he.
It's not to build a family or anything like that.
Hold on a second. No, a family is a byproduct of all of that.
It's a byproduct. Okay.
Yes, it's a byproduct of all of that, but that is not the primary. That is not the primary reason as to. So
what's the primary reason?
I'm trying to explain. If you just stop talking over me.
What's the primary
reason is because he actually enjoys pursuing the career that he's actually pursuing. That's the primary reason. So what you're going to get after that, of course, is a family. But the thing is, there's a difference between pursuing a family and pursuing women for sexual reasons. So you see what the red pill guys are doing, and what
I'm not talking about red pill. I'm not talking about red pill.
For example,
that's not where I'm going with it.
Hold on. What a real man's intention is, and what the red pill guy's intention is two different things. He wants to reach 50 body counts. He wants to F as many women as possible.
Okay.
The other guy's thinking family, legacy.
But that still requires fucking. That still requires fucking, right? But so Octavio, you're saying there's a group of men that want to pursue this career because they just enjoy it. You think men that go to the oil fields, men that do all the hard jobs, etc., is because they enjoy it? You actually think that all the hard jobs here in the United States, at least, that pay super well, men are going in there because they enjoy it? You think that?
Because they enjoy it? No, because they
You think that?
I don't think.
You think men are fucking busting their asses to get to CEO positions because they enjoy it?
I don't think many people enjoy it necessarily working all the time.
Okay, so then why did you make that argument then?
Hold on, but because they're capable, they have the intelligence for it, they have the faculties for it,
and they enjoy it. And you're saying they enjoy it.
That's the reason why they go into it.
Okay, so they go into it because they enjoy it, because they're capable, therefore they enjoy it.
I'm talking about they take pride in it.
They take pride in it. Okay, so Okay, they take pride in it and they enjoy it. That's what you're saying, that men
Well, you're
do
saying that
these
men
things.
don't take
You're
pride in
saying
what
men
they
go
do?
to the gym because they
Are
enjoy
you
it.
saying that men don't take pride in what they do? Even the guy that goes to the gym.
There's plenty of men that don't. There's plenty of men that don't take pride in what they do. Yes, the vast majority of men don't take pride in what they do.
Disappointed with the career choices, the choices that they made in life. But
sure, and they don't enjoy it. That's my point.
What's the point? What's the overall
So here's
point?
the thing. Here's the thing. If you're going to sit there and say that men just enjoy it, I thought you were going to say, oh, the thing is to pursue a family, right? Which means attracting women, which would go back to your ideology of saying that women don't gatekeep sex. In order to reproduce, it requires sex. And in order for the man to get sex, he has to what? Be attractive, have his body in order, have his money up, in order to attract a woman, in order to reproduce. Or some men will say, hey, I'm doing this and I have my money and I enjoy the women as a byproduct, and he gets to have access to them.
Jake,
so again, who are the gatekeepers of sex, men or women? Hold on, by that logic.
Men, Jake,
men are still okay.
Let me address what you said. There's a difference between pursuing pussy and pursuing
enjoyment.
Sorry for using foul language, guys. There's a difference between that and pursuing a family. If you don't know the difference yet, then you haven't matured.
I do know I'm not asking about the difference.
Hold on a second.
I acknowledge that men have different reasons.
A man that builds himself up to one day have a family and legacy is not the same thing as the red pill degenerate.
I didn't say it was.
Please let me finish. It's not the same as the red pill degeneracy. The degenerate that just wants to bang a bunch of chicks.
I agree. I didn't say that.
It's completely two different things.
I'm sure. Yes.
And we've already absolutely destroyed you on who controls access to sex. A woman needs. I need a woman's consent just like a woman needs my consent. Otherwise, sex doesn't happen. There's no such thing as women controlling access to sex. That just doesn't happen. And if men built a moral conscience today and stopped funding the sex industry today, do you know what would happen?
Yeah, you've already said it 100 times. What if women built a conscience? What if women had a conscience and said, stop being whores? Wouldn't you say it would have the same result?
Jake, stop. Women wouldn't have a market to go to and sexualize themselves.
What if women just stopped?
That's what would happen.
What if overnight women just stopped?
Wait. So if a woman doesn't have a market to go to,
what if a women just stop being whores? Wouldn't you say it'd be the same result?
No, you'll keep doing that. That's just disingenuous. Stop doing that. The reason
you're insane.
Can I finish, please?
Go for it, bro.
So basically, if a woman doesn't have a market to go and sell her sexuality to, what will basically happen to that woman is then she's going to ask herself, okay, what do men want now? And this is how you control access to sex. So in fact, it is men that control access to sex.
What if women just stop being whores?
All we need to do is literally just change a moral worldview. That's it. That's all we need to.
So what if women overnight decided to just stop being whores? Wouldn't you say that would result in the same thing?
Yeah, they wouldn't stop because they're followers.
They're followers. Okay.
Yeah, and they follow the
so followers have no brain. A follower has no brain or anything like that.
Jake, I have a question for you, Jake.
Go for it, bro.
Let's say
this is insane. Do you agree with him, JM? Do you agree with him?
Not 100%, no. But
okay,
he knows
go
that.
on. Yeah.
But going back to that point you made about if women stopped being promiscuous.
Right.
If women decided, hey, we're going to stop being promiscuous, okay?
Yeah. They're the gatekeepers.
And men said, actually, we don't want that. We want you to continue to be promiscuous. Who would lose that argument in the long run?
Other men.
Who would win?
Who would win? You mean like collectively? You mean collectively, if all men decided to just grape women all day, yeah, men would over dominate and grape all the women if they didn't want to have sex. Yeah.
Talking about grape.
Without the grape.
Without the grape.
Said, hey, if a community woman said, we want to kind of sanction ourselves off. We don't really want to be
promiscuous
as we used to be. Mm-hmm. And the men of that community actually said, no, we actually want these women because we want to have sex with them.
Yeah.
Ultimately, in the long term, who would win that? Who do you think would come out as with the desired outcome? The men or the women?
The women, because they're the gatekeepers. Outcome? The women, because they're gatekeepers.
No, the men would.
How?
The men would. Because,
how? If you've already said that women are the gatekeepers, how would women win out?
I'm going to explain it to you.
And I'm asking a fucking question, Octavio. Go on.
Okay, I'm going to explain why. Because in terms of the gatekeepers argument, I talk about from a base level. Women are the gate. Women, unless a man's busting the legs open, the woman has to.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Okay, right. So ultimately, because women are followers, but because women, in their core nature, they want to be in a man's good graces. They want to be desirable to men.
Yeah.
This is within their core nature. That's why they wear makeup. That's why they ingratiate themselves to men. So what would happen in time is the woman would succumb. The woman would say, you know what? These men want sex within 2 weeks. Ladies, we're going to have to do that. We won't get any relationships out here. That's what would happen.
No, because here's the thing. If you flip it, if you want to say, oh, women want to be attracted to men in order to get the best value guy, right? Correct? Women don't just fuck any guy. They want to fuck the best that they can get. This is why they put on makeup. This is why they put on heels. This is why they put on dresses. This is why they make themselves up to attract the best guy. Guys, on the other hand, will fuck whatever girl comes their way. That's just the mentality. So if Octavio is going to sit there and say, oh, men just need to stop fucking this and that and XYZ, and if I flip it and say, oh, women need to stop being whores, and you're saying, well, then that means they just stop wearing makeup, etc. Guys are still going to want to fuck them. It's not going to change. It's not going to change the biology that women want to get the best guy and that men want to fuck, have variety. That's what it is. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying men should go out there and fuck every woman. And I'm not saying every woman should just go only after top tier men. Ladies, please settle for your standards. Like, stop. I can acknowledge that. But even your argument saying that, women will succumb to the man, it's not true, because women are the gatekeepers. Trust you me, biology wise, we'll win and men will succumb to it in that battle. It's not even a question.
Sex is just something that we both have to survive. We both need it, like men and women. We both need it in order for a legacy to continue. So it's something that we both have to do, whether we like it or not. And we don't just use it just for pleasure and all of that. We use it in what's a man's purpose? Is to leave a legacy behind, right? Because a man's purpose, when it comes to, for example, choosing a career or following a career, has to do with he actually enjoys that career. He actually wants it when he.
It's not to build a family or anything like that.
A second, no, a family is a byproduct of all of that.
Oh, it's a byproduct. Okay.
Yes, it's a byproduct of all of that, but that is not the primary. That is not the primary reason as to why. That does not mean one has a monopoly on sexual access. If a man doesn't want sex, sex doesn't happen. So
the majority of men want sex, Octavio.
Yeah, the point, imagine this. To control access to sex, it literally means even if I didn't want sex, then you're gay. She would still
you're a faggot.
Hold on. Even if I didn't want sex, she would still make me have sex. That's what controlling access to sex means. It means
right.
So Octavio, who wants sex more, women or men?
Stupid and nonsensical.
Who wants sex more, men or women?
Degenerates believe in this.
Sex more, men or women?
I think Jake, you're right in that aspect.
It's crazy.
It's that dynamic. It seems to wax and wane and go back and forth. But on average, I think men, if you could take it in your mind and understand that you have more power than you think you do, and you have the power of no.
Yeah,
once
I agree.
You realize you have the power of no, just like they feel they got the power of no. You're just as powerful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%, bro. I'll tell you this, man. Men need to go out there and say no to these bitches every once in a while. There's a reason why other men tell men to build up your money, to go and get yourself up to a higher standard, because you can say no to those ladies. The more resources, the more money you have, you're gonna have leverage, and you're gonna be able to say, no, I don't want that bitch. Get out of here.
Exactly.
But men that are fucking poor, brokies, fucking little fucking losers, they're gonna fuck whatever they can get. That's how it is. Men fuck,
but they don't have to.
They don't have to, but guess what? That's their biology. Women don't have to open up their legs. Overall, women are told, go be boss bitches. And you know who are telling them? Other women are telling them that. Other women are telling them that shit.